guys, so today I'm showing you how to make your own kimono. I decided to make my own kimono because I am running into the same tribal print at every clothing store, and it's kind of annoying because I don't wear tribal print, and yeah. So I decided to go to my fabric store and purchase some fabric that I like with the print that I like, and I made my own kimono. So I'm going to show you guys how to make your own kimono. So let's go ahead and get started and jump into this DIY. Okay, so for the supplies, you're going to need some scissors, and I recommend you using fabric scissors because if you use anything but fabric scissors, sometimes they do not cut your fabric right, and you'll end up having like little nicks in your fabric or uneven fabric. You're going to need some pins to pin your fabric down with, some thread. I'm using 3 yards of trim, and I chose to go with this design. You could choose any design that you want, whatever matches your fabric. And you're also going to need a ruler. This is a fabric ruler. And of course, I'm using 1 yard of fabric. And if you need to use more, go right ahead and use more. But for my size, I only need 1 yard of this. You're gonna also need a sewing machine. Or if you don't have a sewing machine, you can use fabric glue.
Alright, so first you want to just make sure your fabric is even on both sides because they can cut it pretty uneven. Then I'm just taking my ruler and I am measuring 14 inches long. And then the next thing you want to do is measure about 4.5 to 5 inches wide. Alright, and so when you are done cutting, it should look like an L. Alright, and now I'm just going to do the other side the same way, 14 by 4.5 inches. Alright, the next thing that you want to do is fold over in half, so you'll make sure that you are kind of even on both sides. Alright, the next thing that you want to do is take your ruler, put it to the middle of the of your fabric, and you're going to cut about a little bit more than past the sleeves, probably about 2 inches past the sleeves. And I'm actually going to be leaving my ruler right here. You see how I just turned it to the side because that is going to be my end point for my to stop cutting. And then from there, I am going to make a V cut for the neck. Alright, and then you can go ahead and cut off the excess from that and just lay it to the side. And don't worry about what the top looks like. We are going to hem everything. Alright, so now that you're done with cutting the fabric in the middle, now we are going to do some hemming. Alright, so the next thing that you want to do is you want to take your pins and piece your fabric together. And once you're done with that, we are going to move to the sewing machine. Alright, now that you have hemmed the outside, now we're going to go ahead and hem the opening part of the kimono. And once you're done sewing it, it should look something like this. And we're also going to go ahead and hem the bottom of this as well. I left the white in because that is actually the seam allowance, and I suggest you do the same. It makes it easier, and you don't really have to cut that excess off unless you want to. And once you're done hemming the bottom, it should look like this. Okay, so the next thing, the last thing you're going to do is go ahead and grab your trim, and you are just going to line the bottom of this with the trim. My suggestion is to keep the top of the trim at the bottom of your hemline, so that way the trim can hang off and kind of have that, the background kind of open, if you know what I mean. After you're done hemming that, we are going to do the same process for the arms. You're just going to basically pin the trim around it and then of course sew it down. And your finished results should look something like this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you guys have any comments or suggestions, please comment below. Thank you. Bye.